This one had 430, and the animal range was just overwhelming. I mean, you know, that many animals, period, is overwhelming for even a place who sells pets. But you had anything from reptiles to livestock, and it was just amazing.
You know, so many of the animals were malnourished, sick. So many others were dead. Was this kind of a heartbreaking type situation for you too, emotionally, for you and your officers, the deputies that were out there?
Well, no one wants to go out and see animals that can't take care of themselves suffering just from lack of food, water, and shelter, and it's disturbing to see it. They were also living in various conditions. There were some ammonia tests done, and the levels were so dangerously high it was poisonous. I mean, so it was. I don't even know how everybody lived in that house.
Can you tell us how authorities got wind of this?
Well, we have an animal control unit that works for Caldwell County. Unfortunately, Caldwell County only has two, and with the way the shifts work, one officer is assigned to the shifts on one, and then another, and they have to answer calls at night. So as an animal complaint comes in, they go out and answer those calls and investigate them. The odd thing about this place is early on, when we'd get calls and complaints, most of the complaints were coming from this house about other animals being stray or running loose or what have you. And you could not see the animals. I've got Hannah Garrett here. She is our animal control officer on this shift, and she was the one that was handling this case as well. Hannah, if you'd like to come up and stand here, you can, so they can get a picture and so forth. And she can explain as well. These cases, when we went out there, we would be talking from the house. You couldn't see anything and could not see the animals because the large array of tarantulas and snakes and lizards and ferrets, and they were all inside, so they're not visible. The dogs did not show up and start becoming a problem, and that's when people around them started calling, complaining until early this year.
Correct.
And we answer the call, go out there and investigate, and then substantiate and go on. The goats, what other out there? Rabbits, dogs. What else was outside?
That's it.
There was ducks and some other fowl,
ducks,
and chickens,
pigs, yes,
and
there was
pigs,
as
and
well,
pigs.
sorry.
That, this time, when you went past the house and we got the complaint to where we could go in and do some investigation, she was able to see some things that gave us even further cooperation to be able to go on with the property and look. She found an enormous, overwhelming situation, and what took us so long to get in and actually do something about it is we had to get some help from SPCA to be able to house these animals.
Was this a case of hoarding or someone trying to sell them and breed them and it got out of control? What was this?
That's not been determined as of yet. We have not really been able to substantiate why. It looks like a hoarding situation, but you know, it's hard to believe with this array of animals from, like I said, anywhere from livestock all the way down to tarantulas and other reptilian creatures. There's no telling. We have not been able to substantiate either of those. But she collected every animal on the spectrum you could think of. Yes, ma'am.
Why? Well, what explanation has she given you?
Right now, what we have done is not taken her into custody or anything. It's still an ongoing investigation. There may be other extenuating circumstances with her that we're going to have to deal with through the DA's office. We've turned the case over to the DA's office. The main thing we want to do is save the animals that we could get in there and do something for now. So the exigent circumstance was do something with the animals. And then we referred everything else to the DA's office to see what they were going to do with this case. I'm sure there will be criminal charges coming and pending because of, like I said, so overwhelming. But the most important thing was try to save the life as we could.
Were there any children